Hello, Solidus Links back once again, getting back to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And we are back here, we got a bunch of happy animals in the background, we got Buddy looking confused as frig, and we've got our newborn Chao. Buddy. Yeah, totally don't get involved in our shot here, Buddy.
I totally thought Buddy was going to be like, oh, he's here for me!
I'm on camera! Woohoo! This is my moment! But here, actually, this is our moment right here. This little guy here, who has been very patient with us. We've been holding him for a very long time. We have a bunch of stuff here for him, and I just realized you're right, Brett. We can't leave, so we're just gonna have to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to feed him all.
Give him a whole bunch of stuff. But we came up with a name for this guy here, and we have decided he is a guy. Quite the guy, indeed. He is going to be named.
Wait. I thought we were gonna try.
What?
I thought we were gonna see if.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Good one.
Right. The name that we came up with is a backup.
We have a backup.
Yeah, so we'll reveal that backup later. But I will say that that backup is based off of one of my favorite comedy movies of all time.
It's up there for me as well.
Damn it, buddy. You gotta stop stealing
damn it, buddy.
You gotta stop stealing the glory, man.
Right. Oh, nice. He came up just when you needed him to.
Alright. So, I will say that this guy... Can I just say that this pairing of animal parts is the best thing ever? You know, I realized it's actually not a horn, it's the plume that is on the top of a skunk's head. But for the longest time, yeah, it's what it is. For the longest time, I always thought that was a horn as well. But when I gave him a skunk, when I re-downloaded it on 360, I was like, wait a second. That thing popped up when I gave it a skunk. So, apparently it's not a horn. But in our minds, we like to think it is.
Interesting.
So, whoa, did I just hurt a Chao? I thought, did I whack someone?
Oh, yeah, it was someone. Whoever's skating backwards. It's probably Buddy.
Oh yeah, that was Buddy.
Yeah. He's fine.
Yeah. He knows.
Might be crying a little.
No, it's just water, Brett. It's water. He's swimming. He's fine. Don't even worry about it.
My bad.
Don't even worry about it. So, we are gonna go give him a name, and I'm really curious to see what these made-up names are from the name generator, because I do not remember most of them. I know
they're terrible.
I know JoJo's name was randomly generated, and that was just the most amazing coincidence ever. And then Chalulu was too fantastic of a name to not use.
Well, yeah.
But this potential name that we have coming up is based off of... This is the right one. Chang. Not exactly what we want. You don't like this name? Do you want a different name? Yes, we do. So this potential name that we have to work with is based off of Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Oh my goodness, what a movie that is.
Loose. I'll be alright without loose.
Yeah, I think we will be too. Loose, it has negative connotations attached to that name. And
get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, seriously, guys, come on. Chalk? Shock? What?
No.
Chalk?
I forgot how bad they were.
What even are these? That's not even a name. That's like half of the word chocolate.
Like, if we got a brown Chao, maybe?
Is that a thing, brown Chaos?
I don't think.
I think they are.
But there's a lot.
Melody's a nice name, but we've already decided that our Chao's a guy.
Yeah, I think we could just go with our name.
So, one more time, just for the sake of humor. Dash. For some reason, I thought about...
I'm set on the name we decided now.
Yeah, for some reason that reminded me of Hillary Clinton talking about Pokemon Go. At that conference that she was at. All these people I hear about are talking about Pokemon Go. Well, you know what they should do? They should...
Pokemon go to the polls.
Oh.
Yes, Hillary Clinton. That's quite the sense of humor you have on you. Yes, we will name our Chao ourselves. So, the lead actor of Kung Pao plays a character called the Chosen One.
That's his name.
Well, not quite. He's going to be the Chaosen One. Because you see, There's...
I meant the character in Kung Pao. His name is the Chaosen.
Oh, yes, right. See, I just totally spoiled the nickname of our Chao. But anyways, we'll talk more about the Chaosen one in a little bit. The significance of his name is that the name of the actor who plays the Chosen One in Kung Pao is Steve Odekirk. So we're going to call this guy Steve. And Brett decided to drop a revelation on me as I came up with that name that, in his experience, he's not very fond of people named Steve.
No, Steve's just, it's a losing setup for me.
What if his last name was French? Would that be okay?
So,
Steve French?
here's the thing. One of the Steves that I have a strong dislike for, guess what his nickname was?
Steve French?
Steve French.
What? Do tell. Was there a particular reason associated with that nickname other than Trailer Park Boys?
No, Trailer Park Boys.
Just straight up Trailer
Yep,
Park Boys.
he was Steve. That episode came out. He became
Oh look,
Steve
we have
French.
Chow Fruit.
Get. I'm counting 4 of them.
4 of them.
Well, we gotta spread some love.
Well, I know, but we gotta get a sibling for Buddy. Well, I guess we already have a newborn right now. We gotta splurge a little bit. Anyways, what's the story behind Steve? Mr. French, if you will.
He was just that slow.
I'm eager to hear stories. Very eager. Like, I'm very attentive right now.
Well, he just, I don't know, it's hard to, like, really tell a good story, but he just... So he's the kind of guy, we'd be doing a production run, which means, like, alright, for 2 hours we're gonna just get through it. The whole goal is just to get it done so we can move on to the next part that doesn't suck.
Now, what are you doing? Steve, come on. Eat.
Come on.
So what do you mean by production run?
So, literally, we were gluing PVC plastics together.
Uh-huh.
And we gotta build, like, we do 250 of these at a time. And it took probably an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Now, is this at your current workplace?
No, this was when I was in Alberta.
Oh.
Back in the days of Alberta.
Okay, gotcha.
That's where I was acquainted with this Steve French.
Anyways, continue story.
So, we'd be, and, like, it would be all hands on deck, like, 3 men per machine, 3 machines, like, get this done as soon as we can. Because it sucked. The glue, it put off carbon monoxide. So you had to wear a full face respirator.
Yeah.
You had to wear a Tyvek suit, like one of those painter suits. And to wear these stupid gloves. It just sucked. It really did. And like he's the kind of guy that's like, oh, this thing we use once a month for a random. I'm trying to think of an example. This broom handle broke. I gotta fix that. And it's like, dude, we're doing a run. You can fix that after when we have 2 hours for this to dry. Nope, gotta do it. And I'm like, ah. Oh. So then, then one of the machine asks, and like, and okay, like, you do that once in a while, maybe he's having an off day, he just wants to, like, alright. But it's like 3 times a week. It's just like, when you just, you keep finding things that he's like, oh, I gotta take care of this.
It's like he doesn't know how to prioritize.
It's straight up work avoidance.
Oh, okay.
It's just trying to avoid it.
Right.
But under the guise of, oh, I'm keeping this boat going.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
If I wasn't doing this, the wheels would fall off, and it's like...
I'm not lazy. Really, I'm not.
Exactly. It's like, I promise.
Exactly. Yeah, I've seen people like that before.
But to add it all off, or to top it all off, he'd be like a know-it-all on top of it. So it's just...
Someone is raised by narcissists. Potentially. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right word to use.
I don't think, because his older sibling is very well adjusted.
Oh, okay.
So I really don't know what the scoop is with him. If he got the younger sibling treatment, that could be the case.
Yeah, I've seen that happen, unfortunately.
That happens.
It's not cool to see that.
It's terrible. It really does suck, because... Yeah, it's no good for anyone involved. Actually, that brings me into a nice topic I'd like to talk and hear your opinion on.
Sure.
CBC radio today, they're all talking about roughhousing areas in school playgrounds.
Did I just interrupt you for a sec? Have I already? Yeah, I've already done that one. Yeah, so I go against so much. Anyways, what were you saying about schools?
So I guess I think it's happening in Quebec. A school is having a rough play area outside. So if you're in this area, you can play all those games that they aren't allowed to play because they're dangerous.
I've watched a video, not in Canada, but I've seen a video of a school in Australia that has the same sort of thing, where it's not just games, but like people will climb on trees that are way too tall for them, or they'll like take scooters out on the grass, which is stupid, but they do it anyway, and they get all sorts of cuts and scrapes and break their bones and all that, and there's no like help for them. Like obviously they'll call an ambulance if they need to, but they don't stop them from doing those things because it teaches kids
exactly
a lesson on how to be safe by exposing them to those dangers.
Exactly, and it really
not coddling them.
It really I learn this every few years and I forget it, and it's really important to have that wake up of like, wow, because like I don't know, whenever I think about it, what we do in this day and age, I'm like, holy crap, do we coddle the shit out of them?
Oh yeah.
Like compared to when we were 8 to 10, it's just so vastly different.
8?
Or like, say when we're 12. Okay, let's go 12.
Yeah.
When I was like 12 to 14, I would get home from school, I would hop on the bicycle, the skateboard, the scooter, nice, and I would just head down to the heart of Crapo and see what kids were around, you know, like no supervision, nothing. You don't see kids do that anymore, and if you do, they talk about them like, I can't believe their parent let them does that. Isn't that crazy?
I agree with you on that. Like I remember back in the day, even when we were 8 years old, like we weren't averse to like playing video games. Like clearly we love video games, otherwise we wouldn't be playing this game here. But we also had our fair share of outdoor activities. Like we wouldn't do much. Like we would just walk around, ride on our bikes, chat with people on the street, just basically
the locals. See that it really helps to. We're in like a real small town, like, you know, surrounding area would probably have us at like 500 residents, so it's got that real tight knit small town feel.
Yeah.
Like we're not in an inner city saying this stuff.
Ooh, no. Furthest thing from it.
Exactly.
Like we're right between two cities, but.
Whoa, are we gonna race a tiger?
It looks like we're going against small animals.
Small animal. Whoa, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Oh yeah, we're getting all sorts of challenges out of the way.
Sweet.
Big time. But yeah, it is important to get kids exposed to those sorts of elements, because even I remember when I was 3 or 4 years old, I left the house on my own all the time, worried my mother's sick. I never ran far away from the house. I would just go walking around, exploring
in the yard, probably.
Not even in the yard. I just literally knock on people's houses and say, "Hi, I'm Blaine," and I just, you know, talk to people.
Yeah.
That was what I did. I just walked around, didn't stay inside all day. And I remember whenever you mentioned that comment about not seeing kids walking around as much outside these days. One time, I had to get my car fixed, and I was riding a shuttle back home from, I think it was Mazda, or not home, but like where I was at, and I was going to pick up the vehicle at Mazda, and the driver who I was with commented on how he rarely sees kids walking around the streets of Charlottetown, which is our capital of the province. And let me tell you, if you barely see kids walking around Charlottetown, what does that say about other places? Like the rural communities, you got to build a little bit more leeway because it's little bit more interconnected, has a bit more of a sense of community, like parks and all that.
Yeah, it has a more safe feel to it, I think.
Yeah. So, but
I don't know. I think that's a fallacy, too.
I don't see many young kids walking around here, even with that taken into consideration. Probably doesn't help that it's a small community, but still. It's just, yeah, it's unfortunate that those things are happening now. But that happens with technology. People think Fortnite's more important. Because you gotta get those suits. you gotta get the battle passes, Brett.
You got.
Season 10 million. Gotta get ready for all that stuff. That sweet swag. Oh, speaking of swag, look at that. We got a ball.
Nice.
Woohoo!
That's actually awesome.
Yeah. And I think we get another prize if we beat 4 more challenge races. So I think we're gonna keep on going. We're just gonna keep the ball rolling. Ha! See what I did there?
I like that.
We're gonna just keep on trucking.
Ooh, fancy looking.
Ooh, Cockroach Chow. Who made that song Truckin'? Grateful Dead. Grateful Dead. That's a band that I should listen to more.
That's a band that I should listen to and learn a bit more. So do you know one of the great things about Grateful Dead? They just told their fans, pirate our music, spread it to the world, steal it all. No, seriously.
Yeah.
They're like, you're gonna do it anyways, so they're encouraging it. And no, there are a lot of other musicians that have a similar outlook, but they have a little more respect for their label, and they just don't tell you to steal it. They know you're gonna.
Yeah.
But then there's also like Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails and many other. He's the one off Childish Gambino. He's another one. They release theirs online for free. And lots of artists will do that.
Trent Reznor is a legend.
He's a god.
He's a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. For those of you who understand that reference, maybe a certain someone will watching this video, perhaps. But yeah, Trent Reznor. I remember he was nominated for an Oscar the same year that Inception was. Only Trent did the soundtrack for a movie called The Social Network. About Facebook. And everyone on the internet had a hard raging boner for Inception. They were all going crazy. They wanted Hans Zimmer to win, and I was just like, nope, I want Trent to win because he's a certified G. And then lo and behold, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, his co-partner on the soundtrack,
I'm pretty sure they've worked together for like forever.
He's an official member of Nine Inch Nails now.
Like forever.
Like they work so well together on Social Net. Ah, shoot! They work so well together in Social Network and Gone Girl that they just decided that, you know what, we're gonna be band members now together. Like I love that. I love that happened. But anyways, Trent Reznor, yeah, he's just great. Like, he loves to tell off corporations.
Oh, and he's so excited to tell it how it is. Like,
yeah, he does not hold back.
Oh man, he does not. Give it to her, buddy.
Give it to her.
Yeah,
buddy.
You got her.
Bully. I say bully. I meant to say bully.
That was a
bully.
Long old race.
Are you having a bully day? I'm having a bully day, sir. Are you having a bully day? Bully! I say bully!
Belly?
Bully. You just wanted to throw in a monkey in the wrench.
I did.
Speaking of monkey in the wrench, you know what band I enjoyed seeing live?
The Foo Fighters.
There. You had to say it with the Christopher Walken-like accent.
Yeah.
You know, the Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
You gotta give it to them. They're really good at what they do. It's nothing like them. There really isn't, though. Like, seriously.
No, seriously, not.
Like, they played a 3-hour show when I went to see them in Toronto last summer, and they were wild. They were the best band I saw live, honestly, until I saw Bryan Adams the next month after. We saw Bryan Adams the next month after, I should say.
I don't even know if I could handle a 3-hour concert. Like, that's tough.
It is tough, I agree. Like, there are lots of pee breaks in between.
Right?
And you never want to miss a song, too. That's
exactly, because as soon as you close that door, they're gonna start playing like Monkey Wrench or Hero.
And then you're gonna hear it through those concert walls, and you're just gonna curse yourself sitting in that toilet. It's like, no. But have I told you of Metallica mode before?
No.
So, did I tell you that time when I went to see Metallica? The first time I saw Metallica?
I don't recall.
In Halifax?
I know that you were there, but I don't recall a story.
So, what happened was, it was an outdoor venue. Maybe you heard my dad yawning. out just beyond the door. Get up, buddy, get up!
You're getting real clumsy, buddy.
Oh, my dad's great for that, for making random noises in the background. I remember one time I was playing online with my friend Russell on PlayStation, and we were in a party playing Conan Exiles, because it's on PlayStation Plus right now. And I was in the middle of a conversation with Russell, and then all of a sudden I hear my dad stretch in the background, and he makes the loudest noises ever when he stretches. He goes, and I'm just like, oh
wow.
And then everyone in the party's like, what just happened? And I'm like, my dad, he stretches really loudly. I apologize for that. But yeah, what was I talking about anyway? Oh Jesus!
I don't know. But that reminds me of the day I was sitting in my room and I was talking to my buddy online, and my dad, he's like, I'll say 20 steps away from me. He's on his computer, and my father and I, we both have bad allergies pretty well all year round. So, I'm sitting there talking, and you just hear this big. I can't. It's hard to imitate without doing it. But my buddy's like, no, it wasn't loud enough to be you, but it was definitely that. Who's making the sound of your people? I'm like, that'd be the old man. He's like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. I really want to remember what I was talking about earlier too, because I know it was something important, but as soon as that stretch happened, it was just like, nope, we're going to switch up topics here, because it's too funny not to bring up. And it's happened more than once too. Like it's always like out of nowhere.
It's great.
Oh man.
That's how you know it's a deep stretch and a deep yawn.
And I'm guilty of those too. I've done them on some occasions, and they're nice to do.
Well, sometimes I try and train myself to blow my nose without sounding like a foghorn, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work the same.
Get up, buddy. Come on. Get going. Get good.
I think you should watch Letterkenny.
You've mentioned that on more than one occasion.
Well, you're a big dialogue guy, and I think you would really like it, because it's the most dialogue-heavy show I know. I mentioned it before, I think. But
is that right?
It really is. Like, it's super dense and there's so many punchlines. So, it all started, I don't know if I told this to you last time I was here. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Right.
But it started as a YouTube video, a 5-minute YouTube video called Letterkenny Problems.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, Letterkenny's a fictional northern Ontario town.
Right, yes, I remember that part.
It's kind of like Thunder Bay, really.
Yeah.
Or
I've driven through Thunder Bay.
I can't remember. There's actually the city there.
It's a very nice area.
But anyways, so it all started off as that video. So their dialogue, they were having it'd be a punchline every 15-20 seconds of dialogue, something to give you a nice hearty chuckle.
Yeah.
And and they keep that up the whole show. And they're on season going on 7. They're signed on for 2 more seasons.
Really?
Yeah, with Bell Media on Crave TV. They're pretty well. If I had to guess, they're the reason Crave has as many subscribers as they do.
Yeah.
I think, seriously, it's a show that keeps Crave relevant.
It's Letterkenny, yeah. I've seen DVDs for it at Walmart.
Ooh, I should buy those.
Yeah. Oh my goodness,
I was listening to they have a Ferda, so the whole story is, there's Hicks, those are the main characters, there's hockey players, and there's skids, who would be like emos or drug dealers and stuff. Kind of combination of the two. And it's funny because there's a hockey term that's called Ferda. It means for the boys.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, we're getting some brews Ferda. That means you're getting some beers for the boys.
Brews Ferda?
They'd actually call them, there's a more hockey term for beers, but I can't think of it right now. But anyways, so they have a Ferda version of Letterkenny, and it's the cast and crew commentary. And it's pretty great itself.
It does sound interesting, the way you describe it. I just never really...
It's pretty Canadian.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know it's Canadian.
But
I don't doubt it has a
top quality Canadian.
Yeah, top quality Canadian, because there are low quality Canadian shows out there, aka most of what CBC puts out.
Don't talk shit about Murdoch's Mysteries, though.
No. That's the sole exception.
Thank God.
Murdoch Mysteries is quite entertaining.
And it's a history lesson almost every time, too.
Yeah, it actually surprisingly is. I kind of got in that show when I was in Alberta. The couple I was staying with were hard into Murdoch Mysteries, and I watched a lot of that when I was over there. Yep, pumpkins. We're just gonna get all these challenge races out of the way because we're at the last one. So why not, eh?
This is gonna be intense.
This is gonna be spoopy.
You'd think we would win. We have a weight advantage. They got like a pound pumpkin on their head.
And it's appropriate too, because we're a ghost and they're all pumpkins. So it kind of fits in with the potential theme of this level. I'm trying so hard to remember what I was talking about before Dad made that yawn. Do you remember, Brett? Please give me assistance. This is very important. Ugh. I'm gonna hate myself for forgetting. I always get off track whenever we're talking about stuff. Actually, I get off track in general when I'm talking about stuff. I'm very terrible for that.
Yeah, tangents.
It's gonna, you know what? I'm gonna make that on the next video my #1 priority to address what I was talking about. I'm gonna go back on the audio, I'm gonna re-examine what I was saying, and then I'm gonna call myself an idiot, and then I will address it next time. So, bam, mic drop. Actually, that was my phone dropping. If the mic dropped, it would have made a much louder, violent noise. Oh my god, is it ever heavy? Blue Yetis, like, are bulky.
Fatty bull baddies.
Like, my mic stand that I got for it recently, it can hold it, but you can tell it's not designed to hold it. Like,
it
it's...
could use some reinforcement, eh?
Yeah. So I haven't really used my mic stand much anyway.
Look how long this race is.
Yeah, it is quite lengthy. Well, it's the same length as the last one, I think.
Oh, was it that the same?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I just realized we've been talking about a whole bunch of random stuff and we haven't been focusing on the races at all. Because we know...
Buddy's got this in the bag.
Oh yeah, there's no need to worry. The only thing I'm worried about is when Buddy will be reincarnated. You know, whenever he goes into a cartoon, when he goes into a cocoon and he resets to 0 for his stats. I know he won't die because I've been very good to him. But the question is, when will he be in a cocoon again? And I'm very nervous when that'll happen. I hope it doesn't happen anytime soon.
I think there's a thing you can do to speed it along.
You think so?
Yeah.
With the confident, yeah! Come on, buddy. You got this. Keep it
we
going.
were talking about the rough housing areas, weren't we? In town.
We were. I think that led off into...
Yeah, we got on to something else. So no, but you were talking about they were doing that in Australia, and then bad things were happening.
Yeah, and then slightly after that...
I feel like it was still on that subject.
Darn it. Darn it. Tarnation, I say. Tarnation. Still can't remember. But basically on that note, like, I just remember, not much apparently. God darn.
I don't understand why Buddy zigzags so hard. Like,
I don't know either. He kind of he goes his own way, you know.
There's a bit of a serpentine pattern. That's not a race. You don't want extra turns in a race, buddy.
Oh my, could you imagine, like, oh, more swag.
Whoa, we got a box?
Yeah, Jack in the Box. I think that just, like, sits outside as soon as you get it. Can you imagine, can you imagine Usain Bolt, like, doing a sprint exercise and going boop, 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 like, going all over the screen? Like, can you imagine him going zigzagging, like, boop, 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 boop?
How fast?
I mean, you gotta go fast, but...
Have you ever heard of what,
Oh, ball.
I'll finish my yawn. Have you ever heard what runners like Usain Bolt do?
What?
Okay, so I don't know what the numbers are, so I'm just gonna use random numbers. Let's say he runs the 100 meter in 10 seconds. So next time, he's gonna do his ultimate hardest to run it in 9.995. Next time, he's gonna try and run it in 9.99.
Oh.
Then he's gonna try and go, and so they try and, because they get paid, they get a payment like a winning each time they break a record.
Mm-hmm.
It increases their purse, so they try and break a record every time. And so recently at this last Olympics, a Canadian broke one of his records, and they shot it. They cut to a clip of him, and he looked pretty pissed. And they didn't really say, they were just like, oh, well, he's still gonna win. But that's why. It's because they said, well, now he won't be able to break the record this many more times before he's capped out.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, that guy just took this much money from him.
I'm just taking a second to take a look at some of these other Chow Gardens here.
Oh,
Like, we got
I feel bad.
this guy here. Why?
Because it's just been 100% neglect.
Totally neglected, yeah. We got one.
100% neglect.
There's one baby Chow up here. That's it. I unlocked it, and I was like, alright, no more. Like, literally, this eggshell here is the same eggshell that's been on the save file for 7 years since this version of the game was released. I think it was 7 years ago. And then the Dark Garden, I think, also has one solitary Chow.
One lonely child.
Yep, right here. And he's got, I forgot the fruits are different depending on what garden you're at. Look at him.
He's happy.
He's a happy guy.
Look, he's happy as a clown.
He doesn't care. He just
I
loves
honestly
life.
feel like we should put the two together. But which one do we put them in?
How about we decide that in the next video?
That sounds fair.
We'll figure that out later. So, until then, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, stay tuned for the next part.